Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone. My name is Kathy. We are continuing to go through documents that were released by the Idaho State Police, who were very heavily involved in the investigation relative to the catastrophic, tragic events that happened at 1122 King Road on November 13th, 2022. At this time, I would like to direct your attention to a report that was written by Jeffrey R. Talbott. This is page 3 and page 4 of a 7-page report that you can obtain by going to the Idaho State Police Public Records section, revealing that hundreds of pages of documents like these, as well as hundreds of photographs, have been available to the public free of charge on this website. I recommend that you read them for yourself. At this time, I want to direct your attention to what Detective Talbert is saying here. This is his narrative of November 13th, 2022 at approximately 12:22 p.m. He stated that the Moscow Police Department requested ISP District 2 investigations to assist with multiple unalivings at 1122 King Road, located in Moscow, Latah County, Idaho. At approximately 12:34 p.m., ISP Sergeant Darren Gilbertson advised me of the request. I was assigned as the ISP Lead Crime Scene Investigator. Paragraph 2. At approximately 2:41 p.m., I arrived on scene. Already on scene were MPD Captain Roger Lanier, Sergeant Dustin Blaker, Detective Brett Payne, and multiple other MPD officers providing scene security. Detective Blaker provided me with the following verbal briefing. Paragraph 2A. At approximately noon, MPD was dispatched to an unconscious person inside the residence. And I'll leave you to read the rest of this paragraph. I'd like to direct your attention, however, to paragraph B. And recall, this is, at the time he was Sergeant Blaker, he is now Captain Blaker for the Moscow Police Department. And he, according to Detective Brett Payne, the author of the affidavit of probable cause, accompanied Detective Payne to 1122 King Road at 4 p.m. that day. If you have not yet had an opportunity to review our recent episode regarding the issue of when did Detective Payne arrive at 1122 King Road, please do so now. It'll provide you with some, I believe, important feedback. But going on here to paragraph 2B, it says, sometime in the early morning hours, blank was awoken and opened her door. Blank and heard a male say, quote, "It's okay, Kaylee. I'm here for you." End of quote. And crying. She then closed her door. A short time later, she opened her door again and saw someone approximately 5 feet 10 inches tall, dressed all in black with a ski mask, standing in the kitchen. She made eye contact with the person and could see that they were Caucasian through the cutouts for the eyes. She shut her door again and texted blank, whose bedroom is on the blank, told her to join her in her room, and blank ran downstairs to blank room where they fell asleep. Paragraph 3. At about 5 p.m., after a search warrant was signed, Sergeant Blaker, Detective Payne, Latah County Prosecuting Attorney Bill Thompson, Latah County Prosecuting Attorney Ashley Jennings, and I entered the scene and conducted a walkthrough. And then he begins to give his observations. Page number 4. Paragraph 3B describes going on to the second floor and the further Paragraphs following this describes what he saw on the second floor. Then if you go to paragraph I, it describes what appears to be Detective Talbot walking up to the third floor from the second floor. It says here, as I walked south up the stairs, they switched back to the north. On the counter wall banister were red-colored liquid smears. They appeared to be smears. At the top of the stairs was a small hallway. Directly to the left, west, was a bedroom, Goncalves, and then he describes in paragraph J, on the right side, east of the hallway, it ended with a bathroom. To the south of the bathroom was a small bedroom, Mogan's. And then it goes into what he saw when he entered the bedroom area of the room belonging to Maddie, which is where Kaylee and Maddie were found. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if I could call to your attention, this is a report from the lead detective for the Idaho State Police, who was assigned to be lead crime scene detective. We see another report here where a few days after the crimes, he is giving direction regarding some photography that was to be done at 1122 King Road. So this is an individual, in my opinion, who had significant responsibility as lead crime scene detective for this multiple unaliving investigation of what happened at 1122 King Road. He is saying here that when he went up the set of stairs from the second to the third floors, that they change in direction, and it appears that the steps and the banister closest to the third floor had smears that appeared to be red liquid and possible evidence. And he's accompanied here by Bill Thompson and Ashley Jennings, who were the two lead prosecutors for the Idaho versus Kohberger case. So I'm wondering, why is it that we are just learning now? We had learned before in the hearing on the motion to suppress evidence when Ms. Taylor, counsel for the defense, described smears on the banister going from the first to the second floor, never anything going from the second to the third floor, and certainly not closest to the third floor. What this detective, who is in charge of the crime scene processing, is saying he saw when he went up there, accompanied by Miss Jennings and also Mr. Thompson. If you have any comments, any opinions, any thoughts on this matter, please leave it here. Until next time, this is Kathy. Thank you for joining us here today.